Previously on Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
I saved up my allowance to buy that. Wait, you can just get this? Like, I can go on Amazon and look for luminol? What's going on, guys? This is Bunzi, and welcome back to another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. So, where we last left off, we had the... It's the second half of the trial. So we have the second half of the trial, and then we meet up with, we meet Damon Gant for the first time, who's like the chief of police, and he's like this scary, creepy, I can't explain it, but he's evil. I already know he is. I know he did it. I know he did it. I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know why, but... You look at that man and you tell me he's innocent of anything. He's killed people, I can tell. So we meet him in the second half of the trial, and we find out that there's actually a murder at the police station the exact same time that our murder, Mr. Goodman, our murder was happening in the parking lot. And then we come to find out that apparently... it's the same man. So, Gant says, I can't give you all the information on the case, but you can ask me one question. And Phoenix is like, okay, well, can he give me the name? And he's like, I can't do that. And then Phoenix is like, okay, well, how about the ID number? And then Gant's like, I mean, sure, I can tell you the ID number, but there's no way you'll figure out who it is. So he tells us the ID number, and it's Goodman's ID number. We confirmed this by looking at his card, and then... how does that work? So Goodman died at the police station, but also there's picture evidence of him getting stabbed by Lana? So, what? What's going on here? So, yeah, Gant, he's shady as fuck. So after the trial ends, we do the investigation phase. And we meet up with Angel Star. She tells us more about the SL9 incident. That's the case where it pretty much ruined her and Officer Marshall's lives. It's the case that got her completely fired and got Marshall demoted down to just a regular officer. So, after we talk to her, we actually meet Gant again at the police station, and he gives us a key card so that we can access the area where Goodman apparently was murdered, the evidence locker. And so we do that, and then we also meet up with Gumshoe in the evidence locker, and there's like blood everywhere. We use some luminol testing fluid and some fingerprint powder to test the blood, the blood that was in the area, and then we also find a weird cracked vase that has blood on it. And I don't know what's up with the vase, but I guess we're gonna find that out in this episode. But then also, after we tested the blood and the fingerprint sample, we find that Officer Marshall's fingerprints were on the locker, but the blood was wiped away, so what's up with that? Is Officer Marshall in on it too? I don't know. And then also at the end of the episode, we talk with Edgeworth, and he talks about more of the SL9 incident and what happened to him when that all went down, although he didn't go into extreme detail. But I feel like we're going to learn more as the case goes on, and that's basically it. I had to split up those two parts, because that would have been like a 3-hour episode. So, yeah, but that's it, guys. So, let's get started. For starting the trial, Day 3. February 24th, 9:41 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crimes. Oh yeah, that's right! So I thought that the police officers, because they just want to hurry up and find a guilty person, because right now the police police officers and the prosecutors look bad because of the DL6 incident case with Edgeworth, because he's one of the top prosecutors, and now he looks weird, like why is he on the witness stand, like being tried and all this other stuff. And just forged evidence from Von Karma, a bunch of shady stuff is coming up, and it's making both of them look bad. So they're just trying to hurry up and find the culprit so they can try to smooth over everything and keep on going with life. So they actually ended up not putting Lana on the second murder that we find out about. They actually arrest Officer Meekins. And it's so sad. Like, come on. This Meekins looked like someone who could do anything. He looks like if I look at him funny, he'll faint. Like, he probably shouldn't be a police officer. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. Damn, can they do that? Questioning for like 12 hours? That's pretty harsh. So how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana! Don't tell me you... Much to my regrets, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. The sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. Yeah, we found Marshall's fingerprint. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. February 24th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... Edgeworth? I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow. This is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe that the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what set Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. He's so hot, I just want to lick his face! Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. Edgeworth's pretty good at bullshitting too. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume! On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Ooh, boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Edgeworth knows how to put on a show. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir! I'm the one who did it, sir! What? Meekins, what are you doing? I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You gotta believe me, sir! Actually, why would— Sir! How would you call part of the younger generation, sir? A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend! I'm a millennial, sir! Please, Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir! Officer Meekins. Yes, sir? Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir! As you wish, sir! After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir! You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. Okay, so obviously Meekins didn't do it, but he did pass out. So I think because they want him to be the guy, the police department just pretty much forced him to say, yeah, I did it. Because they're like, who cares about Meekins? Fuck Meekins. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you! That's the Meekins family motto, sir! I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir! He knocked me upside the head, sir! Very well. Defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Crime report, sir. Okay. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! Really? Oh, Lord. Yikes, now there's a scary thought! Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir! No! The Blue Badger? I love that video game! Yes, sir! The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir! I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process! That was my sole mission for the day, sir! What? I see! Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Why? Who cares? Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir! I have one right around my neck! So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here! Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 498-9596! That's my number, sir! I see. Huh? But the number 498-9596... it shows being used twice! Oh, okay. So, first was Lucky 7420, then Miles, then Meekins at 450, then Goodman at 514, and then Meekins right after. But we found Goodman's ID in the parking lot, so how did it get there? Okay. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time was when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time was when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see, so it was during that second time when... Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Data added an ID card, okay. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. So, you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. With my ninja skills. Whoopah! I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Like an octopus? Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life, and then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you say did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into Kung Fu. Oh, God. I'm really into Kung Fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. I studied the blade, sir. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. Whoopah! I made sure to close my eyes like a man! Like a real man! I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in the face, sir! After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious! Oh, right. Yeah, and when we met him in the detention center, he said that he passed out, and then he woke up at the detention center. So he was knocked out for days, apparently. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too! I woke up crying tears of pain! That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. Judge was like, this little bitch. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir! The Blue Badger, sir! I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Git delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief delivered it? What is that? Videotape? Oh, I miss VHS tapes. Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. Videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Objection. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. Oh, damn. They do not like you, Edgeworth. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? What? I got scared. That was like a jump scare. Stop it. Okay. Okay. There's... The glove fell out. That's the glove we saw in the evidence locker. Oh, there's Meekins! Oh! 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 Oh, wait, no! No! God damn it, go back! We're missing everything! Where'd he go? There's only one way out! How'd he leave? What? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? These unnecessary feelings. What the hell was that rickety piece of plywood? Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger. Why am I not surprised this is going smoothly? I just want to go home. Oh my god, yes. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone. In the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir! I want to watch that again. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. How would you know? You said that you don't know any detectives. You said that you and Officer Goodman are complete strangers. You don't know what he looks like. That could have been any guy with a trench coat and a white hat. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective... Oh! Which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Huh. That's true, the lockers have, fingerprint locks on them, so how could he get in? Okay. Okay. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir, so it must be him! No one else could have unlocked it! Huh. Oh, what's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim of the crime scene would have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense can begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. Everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Mystery man. Alright, his face can't be clearly seen in the video. Just pressing everything, that's what I do. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as... the latter? The latter? But you were standing right in front of him! More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir! But I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. There's no question the other person was Detective Goodman. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins! Ah! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir! You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. I mean, he opened the locker, which requires Detective Goodman's fingerprint. About these lockers, there's no other way to open them? No, sir! I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. Oh, what? Why? They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person who the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir! And this too! The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir! People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir! They keep me informed! The lunch ladies? They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir! Oh god, no. For the record, the opening locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprints. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir! Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir! My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir! Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find the problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security photo? There's always a problem! Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let's further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times! I can't stand watching this video! How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? Alright. Wait. Alright. Goodman's walking through. Alright, wait. Alright, he did... Wait, go back. Wait! Oh, no! It was already open! Is that what that light means? It's already open? Alright, so then Goodman walks in. He opens the locker. Alright. He comes in. Hey, what you doing? Get out of here. Come over here. Kick you and stab you. Oh, there's blood on his shirt. Wait. Alright, so, okay, he's passed out, the locker's left open, and then... Alright, look! Pause. Okay, so remember when we went into the evidence locker, and that little piece of something was sticking out? That was not there at the beginning of the video. So he must have... So the locker was already open, this guy comes in, Meekins follows, he stabs Meekin, runs away, shoves something, and I'm assuming this is Officer Marshall's locker, and then runs away. Alright, Alright, so would it be... Is it because it's already open? The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir! Do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint, if it's a match. The light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir! If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. It's already open! Can we just take a minute to admire that this was on the 3DS? Like, the 3D models? This looks really good. I did not mention this when the video first came on, but this looks really cool. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. He's moonwalking! Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit! Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle! Ah! Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. I'm sad, Judge. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field, so... What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say... There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. I like to think that, do you guys remember, like, back in school where the teacher would bring out that, that cart with the TV on it? I just think the bailiff is pushing the TV in the courtroom. I don't know why I thought of that. Alright, fast forward. Alright, what's the problem? Alright, so a glove falls out. Wait, go back. Now he's moonwalking back. Alright, what's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? What's jamming the... Is it the glove? I think that's what it is. Alright. Fast forward. Alright, it's already open. Alright, Goodman comes in, opens the thing, and a glove falls out. I think that's what that is. Okay. Ah! What? No, fuck. Alright, there we go.
Take that!
Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. What's this? Something white fell in the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my door. What? We can't be sure that the item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensors and the door? Inserted? This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir! It's just like my tie! 2 out of the 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol car, sir! Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me, but shut up, Meekins! But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical current. Oh! Yeah, because it was a rubber glove! It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator! But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits that description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got it! Very well, but the defense please present the relevant evidence. What was this insulator? I gotcha, baby! Wha-bam! I found this in the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. You just saw it fall out! It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir! It would appear so, sir! Order! Order! So are we to believe, then, that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Yeah, he was just wearing his clothes, I guess. Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh! You mean that, sir? Of course, sir! Is this a joke? Is this real? Is this real life? Very well, begin your testimony, Meekins. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir! To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card! When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used... Oh! Wait! No! I got it! It was stolen! That's why it was in the police, the prosecutor's, thing. Because remember in the last episode, we found, Goodman's, lost item card that was, half finished? He was asking about his ID card on that paper. Nope. Goodman was missing his card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, hmm? Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Yeah, that sounds pretty, scary. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. I already know! There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. I'm pretty sure I got it, but I'm still gonna press. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir! Solid as stone, sir! If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory, sir! Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck one of those ID cards? Yes, sir! This card right next to my cuff, sir! I keep it here so I won't ever forget it! What if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is issued, there's a record of it. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here! So it is, Your Honor. Guilty! Edgeworth's guilty! Not that prosecutor again! Hey, maybe he's behind it after all. Being a prosecutor, he can hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man a blue murderer? What? Just don't stare at him! Hush, child, don't look at him. You'll catch his stupid. You got the wrong color, kid. It would seem. The inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Oh, little edgy baby. At the time of the crime, the detective had to use his card. I think that's where I show the lost item report. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir! He didn't show me any ID card, sir! Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Yeah, so he probably, like, because Goodman lost his card, so he probably just stole it and then put on his clothes and his hat to fool the camera. But obviously, if he showed Meekins the ID card, Meekins has a clear view of his face at that point, and his face clearly wouldn't match up with the card. And then, yeah, that's why he whipped out the knife and ran away. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Just point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show him what we got. Oh, I already know. I just wanted to see what he was saying. In the evidence room, an ID card is used as a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Alright. I think it is, this right here. Wait a moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir! I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. Oh, that makes sense. No. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. I'm not impressed, Wright. Come on, Edgeworth. You know you like it when I whip out evidence. Okay, alright. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! Order! So now what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! Order! Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Oh! Bravo! Oh my god, Emma, I think he's actually hitting on me this time! Oh my god, Edgeworth finally noticed us! Allow me to summarize the defense's arguments. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the lock in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes? What's he up to? Why is he being nice to me? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed so content to be pointing our finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realize exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't understand things. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! No! I didn't mean it like that! No! No! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, we're losing! You have to do something else! Something gross, Lana! Damn! 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 What do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object. Who would wait and see what happens? When is that ever the option? One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you'll object to what you've just proven. No, 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 no! Of course not! But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. Say what now? What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder at the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination to the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident of the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Oh yeah! Mr. Wright, do you mean? Oh, I mean, Your Honor! The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person who you would have testify, what is his or her name? Boop. Officer Jake Marshall. Jake from State Farm. I am! I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. I'm going to play on the swings! February 24th, 11:32 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Not at all, baby. Huh? What do you mean? I'm saving your ass! You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out! I'm just bullshitting, lady! Anna, you're the one who knows everything! Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. Oh my god, fuck you! How can he be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals! It is I! Bunzi's favorite Phoenix Wright character! No, you are not. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective runner all around while on duty. And to top it all off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey, 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 hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky! That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh, you mean this, right? Just a big stack of papers? What is all this?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name? What? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Can I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident?
But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness? Files for the Joe Dart killings, solved 2 years ago. Joe Dart?
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with the serial murders. Oh, what? That I brought you the stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why is your name in here? What? What? My name's in there? I don't know! Unless...
No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident... Is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Dart killings.
Ooh!
The Joe Dart... No! No, Lana! That's over with! No! Emma, wait! She ran away.
You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. I got this meatloaf in the oven, and my dog needs watering. I'm gonna get out of here. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
I better take a good look at this file.
To be continued.